Even though there are more American adults with herpes than who are left-handed, it's one of the most stigmatized sexually transmitted diseases, despite the fact that having herpes is about as harmful for your health in the long term as, well, being left-handed. Herpes, not to be confused with HPV, is caused by two types of viruses, herpes simplex type 1 and herpes simplex type 2. Although between 16 and 25% of American adults have herpes, many of us don't understand how it really works. Due partly to this widespread misunderstanding, a recent Harris Interactive poll found that Americans rank genital herpes as the second most socially stigmatized STD, beneath only HIV. But as the following 5 facts about herpes will demonstrate, that stigmatization is way overblown. Fact number 1, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Herpes is really not at all related to promiscuity. You don't have to sleep around to get it. In fact, you don't even have to have sex to get it. Genital herpes specifically is contracted most often through oral, vaginal, and anal sex. However, you can also contract it through kissing and other skin-to-skin contact, typically in the underwear region. For that reason, while having sex with condoms is always advised, particularly if your partner has herpes, it only cuts the risk of contracting herpes by about 50%. Fact number 2, most people who have herpes don't even know they have herpes. People often mistake herpes symptoms for things like pimples or ingrown hairs, if they have any symptoms at all, because the virus also commonly lies dormant inside of us without any outward signs, even though it is still communicable. Fact number 3, even though herpes is incurable, it doesn't permanently wreck your body. If and when herpes symptoms manifest, it's usually in the form of temporary blisters and painful sores accompanied by flu-like symptoms, which is absolutely unpleasant. However, Dr. Anna Wald, who's a virologist with the University of Washington, told the New York Times that while flare-ups might come and go, they typically subside after the first year. Even though there's no cure, there are antiviral medications on the market to help limit the frequency and severity of flare-ups. All of which leads to fact number 4, which is that medical experts say that a lot of times the worst and most persistent symptom of herpes is the shame and social stigma associated with having herpes. Because for so long, people with herpes have been perceived as promiscuous monsters, receiving that diagnosis often feels like a kind of sexual death sentence. And while this isn't to downplay the importance of practicing safe sex and absolutely disclosing if you have herpes or other STDs, it's high time we dismantle this shame and stigma surrounding what is in many ways a benign virus that could be better collectively confronted rather than quietly ostracized. For one final bit of myth busting, we come to fact number 5. Unlike what a lot of people think, people with herpes can get pregnant and deliver perfectly healthy babies. There is a chance, albeit low, of passing along what's called newborn herpes, which is dangerous for a baby and happens most commonly if someone who is already pregnant then contracts genital herpes. In the case of someone who already has genital herpes who then gets pregnant, gynecologists recommend that if their flare-ups are recurrent, they simply take an oral antiviral medication to lower the risk of them having a flare-up around the time of delivery. Of course, there is so much more stigma and misconceptions out there about all kinds of sexually transmitted diseases, including herpes. So if there is something in that area that you would like me to talk about in a future video, let me know in the comments below. And hey folks, don't forget to practice safe sex, disclose, and stay healthy.